Everybody here, let's start over there. Karl, can you just...
My name is Karl Weaver. I work for Rivets Corp. We project crypto wallet private keys on Android smartphones. I'm an Asia and China wireless market mobile device specialist.
And then ultimately the story ended that BTC China had to close down its Chinese exchange in September 2017 because that's when the regulators finally put their foot down and say no cryptocurrency exchanges in China, and we just obeyed their command.
But hasn't China changed their policy? I think, Karl, you are focusing a lot on the Chinese cryptocurrency that is under development, correct?
Yes, so basically China is going to launch its DCEP, digital currency electronic payments, and that's going to happen just after Chinese New Year from my estimations. The Chinese government has it's a dichotomy right now. Cryptocurrencies, ICOs, crypto exchanges, they're all banned in China. But people are still doing it, even though it's banned. It seems like you do it, if you ban it, they want to do it more. On the other side, this sovereign digital currency, and that's what it is, it's a sovereign digital currency. They want to launch this, just after Chinese New Year. And it's a two-tiered strategy where the People's Bank of China will pass it down to the Central Bank of China and then through 5 banks, and I believe through 5 smartphone manufacturers through China UnionPay. That is the plan and the strategy to use, basically to push this out to the world, basically, especially the Belt and Road. So this is a real thing. This is not a pipe dream. The Chinese government does not basically make statements in the air and not follow through. So this is going to happen. It's going to have a tectonic impact on the world's financial systems. But I predict central governments around other countries will look to do the same thing.
So, central government, based on your history with the federal government, and all the beating the U.S. regulatory system gets.
Some kind of identity, and it needs to be on a global level. You do need a passport for the internet where people are known. And they're not necessarily revealed to any other party, but for example, your bank or your phone company or somebody can reveal that when necessary.
Do you think the Chinese government would be
it's a little bit different in China because actually a Huawei smartphone, that's kind of an infamous company to be talking about in the United States, but they have very good security, and they've actually enabled your sovereign identity and the national ID card on the Huawei smartphone. So I can now use my smartphone if I'm in China or lots of other countries in Asia have the national ID card. We don't have that in America. We have a driver's license. We're the ones behind. So this national ID card is connected to the smartphone, and that's why it's connected to the bank as well. So I think they figured out your national sovereign identity solution through the smartphone.
So that to me actually sort of kind of screams one of the issues, which is privacy. Because you have systems in place when you talk about identity that are centralized systems.
Control your travel, train travel, bus travel, airline travel with that number. So people can literally be banned from traveling around China when they blacklist your number. You cannot even check into a hotel. And then they have facial recognition cameras everywhere too.
So as an
investor, it's very advanced, but that's not, I assume,
yeah,
many Americans like myself here, not necessarily what we want, even though I'm living there right now.
So as an investor and entrepreneur, I think there are most people here in the room, we would love to know, so what's your recommendation of where we should go? And I think we have to wrap it up. So that's the one question I really would like to hear from each of you. If you are building a company today, where should you go and create a decentralized global business? But where locally should you be? Let's start on that side and then head over here. Karl.
I say convince Apple because Apple isn't convinced about the blockchain yet. Convince Apple because Apple cares about your privacy, your sovereign identity privacy. And I know you might cringe with that, but Apple is the only, you can't depend on Google or Facebook. They don't care. They're prostituting your information all over the world. Apple doesn't do that. So start with Apple, see if they're interested. And if they're not going to create their own cryptocurrency, which they probably won't, at least see how they can support the security of crypto wallets on iPhones.
Yeah.